Well, 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 it appears that all eyes are on Tucker Carlson yet again.
Breaking news, Ukraine's intelligence agency allegedly paid a hitman $4,000 to assassinate Tucker Carlson while he was in Russia to interview Putin. The plot is said to have involved a IED targeting Carlson's vehicle at the Four Seasons Hotel. Since we're sending billions of taxpayers' money to Ukraine, does that mean we would have paid for Tucker Carlson's assassination? Plot thickens.
Yes, the mainstream media will not report this. If you like, search on Google, you will not see an article. Recently, something happened, and the truth is out. Assassination attempt on Dr. Carlson, thwarted in Russia, confession video surfaces. I don't know if you have seen this, very concerning. A video of a man claiming to have been recruited to plant an explosive device on the vehicle of American journalist Tucker Carlson during his recent visit to Russia has surfaced on the internet.
A man claiming to have been recruited to plant an explosive device on the vehicle of American journalist Tucker Carlson during his most recent visit in Russia. In this video, this man goes on to say that he was recruited in November of 2023 by the main director of Ukraine's intelligence. According to him, in January of 2023, he was tasked with having to pick up this explosive device from a secret hiding spot and then having to go plant it underneath a vehicle that was underground in the underground parking garage of the Four Seasons Hotel in Moscow. Initially, the man stated that he wasn't aware of who his target was, but now that the interview has come out, he's pretty certain that it was meant for Tucker. He also claims that he was supposed to get paid $4,000 for this job. This is crazy shit. Crazy shit. This is Ukraine, the country that we're supporting.
When I look through social media platforms, I thought I would get the real information on what is going on. I realized nobody is willing to report on this. Russia made it clear, like, we should see this. This guy was arrested during the preparations of these stages to put an explosive on Tucker Carlson's vehicle. He didn't even know who Tucker Carlson was, according to the video. Now, I don't get the point. Before we even go into this, if you remember, at the World Government Summit, Tucker Carlson said something. Take a look at this.
Do you have an explanation, a reasonable explanation, why there is this anti-war and this very negative remarks about this interview from a lot of your colleagues and a lot of politicians in the world?
One of the ways that I think I'm different is I don't like the internet, and I haven't seen any of the reaction, and I would imagine, you know, I'm not the most popular person among my colleagues in the United States. I wouldn't have dinner with them anyway, so it's no great loss. But, you know, I can't imagine what their motives would be. I didn't go to Russia, of course, to promote Vladimir Putin. And if that was my purpose, I'd say so, because I'm not embarrassed. I went because I felt that most Americans, in whose name all of this is being done, don't really know what's happening, and they know nothing about the guy they're supposedly at war with, unofficially. And I just felt that my job, if I have a job in this world, is to bring information to people so they can decide. And so I wanted to do the longest interview I could with Vladimir Putin that contained the most amount of Vladimir Putin talking, not me grandstanding about what a great person I am. When an American journalist interviews someone like Vladimir Putin, the whole point of the interview is to say, I'm a good person and you're not. And that interview was aimed at his colleagues in the newsrooms in the United States. I'm a good person. Why are you such a bad person? You're committing genocide. Okay. That's not fruitful, and that's certainly not my role. I care what God thinks of me, what my wife thinks of me, and what my 4 children think of me, and that's all I care about. So I don't need to prove that I'm a good person. I want to hear Vladimir Putin talk so people in my country can assess what's happening. That's it.
I'll use the devil's advocate.
But advocate away.
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you. you should challenge in the rules of an interview, and you're a master in your business. It's not for me to give you a lecture about that, but you should challenge some ideas. For instance, you didn't talk about freedom of speech in Russia. You did not talk about Navalny, about assassinations, about restrictions on opposition in the coming elections.
I didn't talk about the things that every other American media outlet talks about.
Why?
Exclusively.
Yes, this
because
is my
those
question.
are covered, and because I have spent my life talking to people who run countries in various countries and have concluded the following: that every leader kills people, including my leader. Every leader kills people. Some kill more than others. Leadership requires killing people. Sorry. That's why I wouldn't want to be a leader. That press restriction is universal in the United States. I know because I've lived it. Ask my former, I've had a lot of jobs. And I've done this for 34 years, and I know how it works. And there's more censorship in Russia than there is in the United States, but there's a great deal in the United States. And so, at a certain point, it's like people can decide whether they think, what countries they think are better, what systems they think are better. I just want to know what he thinks. That was the whole point.
Yes.
Yes, I don't always like to report videos without clarity. I have watched that video over and over, to actually see if it is real. I'll be updating you on this information. Tucker Carlson has not reacted to this. I don't know when this was discovered, but when you take a look at, the way people are reacting on Twitter, it clearly tells you it is concerning. Why would you even think of doing that? Maybe just to put the blame on Russia, right? When you take a look at that interview, you see it clearly that Putin did not actually have a problem with Tucker Carlson. It was after the interview where he said the kind of questions he was expecting from Tucker Carlson, he didn't get. That was the only thing. Now, why would you think to, kill him in Russia? So America should be angry that Russia has done that. Like we recently saw what happened with this guy who died in prison. The truth came out. People that were speculating, some kind of fake news on social media, they were shocked and they were silent now when the truth came out. A video of a man claiming to have been recruited to plant an explosive device on the vehicle of American journalist Tucker Carlson during his recent visit to Russia has surfaced on the internet. According to him, in January of this year, he was tasked with picking up an explosive device from a hidden spot and using it to target the car in the underground parking of Moscow Four Seasons Hotel. A 35-year-old claims that the main director of intelligence of Ukraine recruited him in November 2023. According to him, in January of this year, he was tasked with picking up an explosive device from a hidden spot and using it to target a car in the underground parking of Moscow Four Seasons Hotel. I was trained in working with special communication, collecting and detonating explosive devices, and working with catches. He alleges in the video. The man goes on to claim that he was initially unaware of the target, but now he knows it was Tucker Carlson, the American journalist. However, he accepts that he was detained during the preparation stage. He further claims to have been promised $4,000 for carrying out the attacks.
And we're stepping up in every way we can because we know that Russia must win this war. That Ukraine must win this war.
Ukraine will join NATO.
Truckers, long-haul truckers specifically.
Hell yeah, truckers.
Truckers, do you actually think you're irreplaceable? Like, this is capitalist America. You won't do it. Maybe even an immigrant.
Legal immigration are okay.
And divided by class.
Are you sure?
Watch it.
Water there?
I hate my job.